Rivals has triggered so many snowflakes on social media over the past few months, and it doesn't look like that's going to stop anytime soon, because now a slew of new posts have been released talking about how it is stuck in the dark ages and how it is racist, sexist, and tone deaf. But before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, obviously, you can love a game or you can hate a game. You could sit here and say that Marvel's Rivals sucks. You absolutely hate it. All of the characters are awful. All of the skins are awful. That's fine. But to go this far makes people look like absolute lunatics. Now, this was a thread over on Steam, and there are a few different ones that I want to reference, but it says it's 2025 and somehow Marvel Rivals feels like it was designed in 2005. How is a game with Marvel's budget and reach this tone deaf? Where's the representation? Where's the inclusivity? Instead, we're stuck with the same old lineup of characters, most of whom are white dudes, while diverse and groundbreaking characters from the Marvel universe are either sidelined or completely missing. They talk about how the women are over-sexualized or treated like afterthoughts with the weakest abilities and the least relevance to the gameplay. This seems like absolute cap. Honestly, I don't even think that this is real. It's got to be bait. I had even commented that as soon as I posted this because it just seems like such an SJW meme, right? Because this is the type of thing that so many of them say, but even if this is a total bait post, there are several others that have been released like this one for the girlies that are addicted to Rivals like me. So I don't know if it's just me, but this new Gooner skin they are releasing along with the new character, Sue Storm, is so ugly to me. Her default is so much prettier. And no, I am not trying to say that showing the curves of women in games is always a bad thing. I think Psylocke's skin is very pretty too, even though it's Gooner material. I'm so sick of hearing that word. It's driving me absolutely insane. Stop creating a new buzzword every 5 minutes to try to be trendy. If done tastefully, I think they're very cute, but if her ass and legs were covered, I bet no one would be buying this skin, which I disagree with. I don't think that this is the best skin in the game, and I personally am not playing this character, so I will not buy it, but I think that it looks pretty cool. I love the red and the black. I love the different details. I think there are going to be plenty of people who are going to enjoy this skin, but I hate when gender is brought into the discussion, like, oh, I'm a woman, but aren't the rest of you women who are playing this game as offended as I am? No, we are not. You are triggered, you are bothered by very simple things in life, and if you don't like the skin, funny story, you actually don't have to buy it. You can completely ignore its existence if you want. Then there's this thread on Gaming Circle Jerk. Marvel's Rivals cooks with their female characters when their skins aren't sexualized. And sure, I think that there are plenty of skins within this game that cover basically every inch of the character's body, like this one, for example, for Magic. And I think that it looks really badass. I absolutely love this skin, and it is fine to prefer skins that cover up characters over ones that show a lot of skin, but to attack people for using them is really just a very pathetic move, at least in my opinion. I would never sit here and tell people what they should and shouldn't like. Even when I'm playing games on this channel like Kill the Justice League or Concord or Flintlock the Siege of Dawn or Dustborn, I'm trying to highlight them so you guys can see the content. You might say this looks awesome and then you want to go and buy it, and that's great. I'm not going to sit here and tell an adult what to do with their money. The only time I say you shouldn't buy something straight up is when it is like an absolute scam like the day before, but that doesn't happen a ton. And again, I think that so many of these skins look really cool, and if you prefer to play characters that are covered head to toe, that's totally cool, but you shouldn't be shaming people for wanting to use skins that simply show a lot. And a lot of these individuals are getting absolutely roasted, whether it is on X or it is on Reddit. There are tons of people saying, are you sure about this? Is this really the take you want to have? But the sexy ones are good too. I wanted to show that female characters can look good without it being sexualized. They seem to be good regardless of sexualizations. These kinds of Puritan comments make me tired. For what I see, if not as inclusive as Hades 1 and 2, it still gives a lot of equity in showing skin and shapes regardless of the gender, which, yeah, I do agree with. I think it is ridiculous to act like a Puritan on social media. If you do not like something, you do not have to look at it. Do not try to take away that experience from other people, especially when individuals call for censorship. That's where I personally draw the line. Don't say that certain skins should not be in video games because you do not like them, because they offend your delicate sensibilities. You can just ignore them. Then there's this thread. Does Marvel Rivals have a disproportional sexy female costumes list compared to males? I did the research to find out. Now, it is a pretty good thread, but on the flip side, people should not have to do research on games. Even, when I'm talking about titles that are censored, it sucks that we have to do that. It sucks we have to dig into a company's background and see the type of employees they've hired and watch their socials to see if they attack gamers, right? We shouldn't have to do research. I should be able to walk into a Best Buy or a GameStop, pick a game off a shelf and go, this looks really, really cool. I should be able to window shop on Steam and just swipe my credit card based off of a teaser or trailer, but that's not really the world we live in right now when it comes to entertainment, and the same thing's happening here. We shouldn't have to do research on if there's a disproportional amount of sexy female costumes compared to males, and they do go on to say that it is really balanced, and there, are plenty of females and males that are caked up and sexualized, like Venom, for example. And then you have on the flip side Psylocke. Yeah, I mean, people are talking about this, saying, I appreciate the work you put into this post, including Jeff as a sexy skin is fucking hilarious. Yeah, they technically count Jeff as a sexy skin because they don't actually wear any outfits or clothes. It's why I don't play. I wanted to play as Jeff, but I don't want to play a game where all of the girls are sexualized. Overwatch, Final Fantasy, Apex, Rainbow Six are all perfect, good games that are prime examples of not needing any of that to make it a good game. But the sexualization doesn't make this game go from an 8 to a 10. This game is solid all around. Even if you have them running around in default skins where basically everybody's wearing the same costume, the gameplay itself and the maps themselves are really phenomenal. Like, the game itself is fantastic. The skins are just an added bonus, and I know some people have complained about the prices of skins, which I totally understand, but they are pretty on par with other games, even like Apex Legends. At least this game so far doesn't have any kind of like predatory microtransactions or loot boxes, and I'm not a big fan of NetEase, so initially I was extremely skeptical. I was extremely worried. I said I'm not going to get super hyped for it, but I've been playing it quite a lot off stream, and I've streamed it as well, and I've had a really awesome time with it. I am certainly an Adam Warlock hella main, but it's a game that you can enjoy by just using less sexualized skins. But at the end of the day, we're talking about fictional characters, so what the fuck does it matter if they're sexualized and if they're showing their arm skin or thigh skin, if their butts are a little bit too exposed. It is a really good game overall. It's a title that appeals to tons of different people, from comic fans to just video game fans to movie fans. There is a big reason why there are millions upon millions of players actually giving this title a chance and playing it daily. So of course, I'm sure that we are going to see more meltdowns going forward. This is not going to be the only set of meltdowns that we actually see, but I do think that this game is really fantastic, and if you don't like the skins, the best part about it is that you don't have to buy them and you don't have to look at them. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.